This is One on One.
Midnight, Harlem. Once it was true. In 1932, Harlem's heartbeat was a drumbeat. After midnight, early blue evening, lights ain't come on yet. He coming on now.
Man, that looks great, and so does she, Adriane Lenox, who's an actress and singer in After Midnight on Broadway. Hey, that looks wild. Looks great.
From beginning to the end.
The entire time?
The entire time.
Describe what people are going to see.
They will see tap dancing, modern dance, jazz dance, hear blues singing, or hear jazz singing. They hear a fantastic band. Jazz at Lincoln Center All-Stars. And
Wynton Marsalis?
Yeah, Wynton Marsalis put the band. When we did it originally in 2011 at City Center, the Encores series at City Center, Wynton was actually a part of the orchestra.
Wow.
Yeah.
Describe your role.
I am the blues one. I represent the blues, and not really like, oh, my man done me wrong, sort of blues, but I mean, sort of like that, but in a more comic way,
right?
You know, so I get a chance to, you know, tell him off. So I'm not just down and out about it. Yeah. I'm just like, you know,
now
in charge of it.
The music is extraordinary. There are two big songs you perform,
yeah,
right?
Sing 2 songs.
Okay, let's set these up first.
Yes.
One of them is
the first
Women Be Wise.
Women Be Wise, right?
Telling women what? What are you telling women?
I'm telling women to just be careful about what they're saying to their girlfriends about their man. Because
hold on.
Yeah, okay.
I want my wife Jennifer to listen right now to this conversation. I apologize for interrupting, Adriane. Go ahead.
No. Well, basically, you don't want to tell all of his good, fabulous qualities, because then the women will be wanting to say, okay, well, why don't I try to, you know, get in on that, you know? So you don't want to, don't tell them, you can tell them some bad things about him so they can stay away from him, but you don't want them to know how fabulous he is. All the lovely things he's doing for you.
You don't put your business on the street?
No, child, please, come on. Just shut up.
Just shut up. Okay, now the other song is?
Go Back Where You Stayed Last Night.
Now that is, set that up a little bit.
That song was originally done by Ethel Waters. She co-wrote that song. And she's telling this man that she's been with, who has been tipping out on her. She says, well, listen, I tell you what, why don't you just stay over there and I'll do what I'm doing. You know, if that's what you want to do, fine. Go on back where you stayed last night, because I got me a new man.
Wow.
Charlie.
She's a strong woman.
Charlie's my new man. So, you know, I don't really need you anymore. So why don't you just stay on over there?
I tell you, and by the way, you're born and raised in?
And Memphis, Tennessee.
And you said you came here to New York City to perform in?
And Ain't Misbehaving. That was my first show. That's how I got to New York.
What was that like for you?
It was wonderful. I had, as a matter of fact, I didn't have any agents or anything like that.
You had no representation?
I had no representation because I'm right out of school in Memphis. And a friend of mine who I had done a job with in Tennessee knew the dance captain for the New York company of Ain't Misbehaving, and they were looking for a tour to go out or to go to London. And so she told her dance captain friend, I have a friend, she could do that show. She would be good in that show. And so I flew myself up to, I got an appointment, the casting director said, okay, we'll have her come in. And so I flew myself from Memphis up to audition. And it was like 3 times. Well, actually, the first 2 times I flew myself up. And then the 3rd time, my final callback, they flew me in. And and then I booked it. And so that's how I got to New York.
Hey, in 2005?
Yes.
Did you perform in a little play called Doubt?
A little play called Doubt. A little skit called Doubt.
I heard a rumor that you got recognized by your colleagues.
That's correct.
With the Tony.
With a Tony Award, Best Featured Actress in a Play.
How cool.
Wonderful. Well, it was wonderful, really, because from up to that point, I had been in musical theater. And then, actually, Doubt is my only play that I've ever done on Broadway. Now that I think about it, this is my first play and the only play that I've ever done on Broadway at this point. I've just done a lot of musical theater. And then I got a Tony Award for not having to sing anything and for being on stage maybe, 10, 12 minutes, you know what I mean? So it was like, how did that happen?
How do you think it happened?
Well, you have to have a fabulous playwright, John Patrick Shanley. That's what you have to have, and a fabulous director and wonderful cast members. Actually, I only worked with one person in the show because I was only in one scene. I worked with Cherry Jones. And so I didn't even see the other cast members.
I know this is a ridiculous question, which will not be the first or last ridiculous question on my part. Were you born to do this?
Yes, I was, as a matter of fact. I think I certainly was. I've been doing this since I was a little kid. We did in my church in Memphis.
I was going to ask you did in the church.
Yeah. We did Easter plays and Christmas plays, and so I've been doing this, and I sang in choir and stuff like that. And so from a little kid, then I went to high school and college, and I just kept doing what I was always doing as a little kid. So I'm still doing that.
Do you have a backup plan? Did you ever have?
Oh, my God.
Not now?
I know. Let me tell you something.
I didn't mean now.
No.
No.
Listen.
I mean, back when you started, did you say, hey, listen, I'm going to try this, but?
I didn't even take home economics. I didn't even take typing. I didn't do any of that.
You were all in from day one.
I was all in, and it was just, just divinely ordered how I just came from Memphis, from one thing to the next to the next. And like I said, had no representation at all. My first agent got me when I did Dreamgirls. After Ain't Misbehaving, I did Dreamgirls. And then an agent happened to be at the show, and so I sent a note backstage. Want to know if they would meet me, if I could, maybe they could possibly represent me. And so that's how I got representation, so.
You're doing something right. You're doing a lot of things right. You mind if I plug again?
Go right ahead.
Adriane Lenox is one of the stars of After Midnight right here on Broadway. And I got to tell you something. By the way, it's the Cotton Club, Duke Ellington,
Yes,
the whole...
I tell you, it's just
Marsalis,
from
the orchestra.
beginning to end, people are... I can imagine that people are hoarse when they get out of the show because they're screaming their lungs out.
From cheering.
From cheering.
Yeah. Well, listen, I want to thank you for joining us here at our Lincoln Center studio. I wish you and your colleagues nothing but the best.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Good stuff.
Sure.
Stay with us. We'll be right back right after this. That was wonderful.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating 25 years of broadcast excellence in partnership with St. Joseph's Healthcare System. This special edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato is brought to you from the Tisch WNET studios at Lincoln Center. Funding has been provided by Virtua, NJIT, New Jersey Natural Gas, Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, TD Bank, and by the New Jersey Education Association. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.